I'll even go ahead and hit record because it's just chatting. There's no formality here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine.
Although I regret to inform everyone listening that you did miss a nice little thing about Redwall and Star Wars that we're not going to repeat because that would be miserable.
We could try to reconstruct it.
The dorks haven't quite figured out when to, this could be a good thing to talk about, and when to just shut up. So for the show,
no, we can even make it more interesting.
Thing to talk about for the show.
Yeah, we could even make it more interesting by trading parts. Like, I could play Brian, and Brian could play Dirk, and Dirk could play you, and you could play me, and let's run it back, and it would be great.
Oh no, I couldn't play you because I can't. I wouldn't be able to talk through the glorious beard. Hey, Dirk just resubbed.
Yep.
Awesome.
51 months. That's like 2 years.
Something like that.
Something like that.
A little more than 2 years, but
yeah.
Sorry, it's like 3.5 years. Whatever, I don't math. Who even uses math in their day-to-day life?
Wasn't your minor in math?
Shut up.
I took a math class. Pretty sure. My minor was business, and that does have some math-related skills. So.
Wait, I was doing math. What was I doing? I was doing math in a game. What game was I doing math in?
Math Blaster?
No. Shut up, Dirk. Oh, it was one of the games
Oregon
that
Trail?
I played from the Next Fest. By the way, I mentioned it at the end of the last episode, but the article that I wrote on the 22 game demos that I played for the Steam Next Fest is up on patreon.com/themanapool. It's free because the first one's free. So go give it a read and leave me a like or a comment because I looked for it this time and I'm still not sure how the metrics work for just things that you click on and read in Patreon.
I didn't look to see if there was a like thing. It was very educational. I didn't look to see if there was a thing to click on for a like. I need to go back.
No.
It was very educational.
Oh, did you read it?
Yeah.
Aw, look, Mike read it.
Because Mike's awesome.
What was it, Mike? Oh, it was Trading Card Inspector. Where you're given this list of rules and a trading card because you're a trading card inspector that works for the worst company, yes, even worse than Wizards of the Coast. And you have to compare the card to the rules, and if the card meets all the rules, then it's valid, and you have to get a value for it. And it's just basic math, you know.
Okay.
Like if it's this kind of card, it's a point, and if it's got this alignment, then it's a point or 2 points, or $1 or $2 or whatever. And then you add up the numbers on the card. It's been too long since I played it now. And then if it's foil, you double it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the reviews in the demo, and people are like, you just got to do too much math. And I'm like, it's literally counting and addition. Like that doesn't even count as addition is not math. You know, once you're out of like third grade, addition isn't math anymore. It's just addition.
You can train a dog to do addition.
And they gave you a little clicker in case you're bad at like holding numbers in your head.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little clicker on the screen that you can 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's not even math. I wasn't using
too much
the
of it,
clicker
Chewy.
because I can actually hold 3 numbers in my head for a limited amount of time some of the time. But I did test it out, and it worked just fine. So yeah. But yeah, I played 22 games. Several of them have come out now. just today, Heroes of Magic and Cards came out, and I went, ooh, that's not expensive. I wonder if I should pick it up. Oh, does Mike have a 404 over him? I don't know. Oh, he does. Whoops, I didn't even look at the screen.
Whoops.
Mike's not 404.
Mike's never 404.
Thank you, Dirk. He typed that in the chat. We are not connected by some sort of mental link anymore. Yeah, the Rat Line came out, which was my favorite game that I played from the big 12-hour stream. And I bought it because I said I would. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. I went back to the Rat Line is a game where it's an investigation deduction type of game. Excuse me. I'm not going to stream it because there's literally no gameplay to speak of. You're reading things and you're matching you're tracking down Nazis who escaped. It's in the 70s, set in the 70s. And you're tracking down Nazis who escaped after World War II. And you're trying to figure out their, like, you get a picture and you want to match the name, first and last name and location. And I think that's it of their current alias. And all you're doing is just reading stuff. And you're given a bunch of case files, and you have to figure out who these people are and follow up on leads. And like you see like the name of a company or a person or something, you can go to your little Rolodex and call them and get more information, but that's just more stuff to read. So really you're just reading stuff and you're deducing. And
drawing conclusions.
12 and a half hour stream I did where I played, I think it was 12 games. That one was my favorite. And I was like, I bet that was miserable to watch. I'm sorry, but I loved it. And it's come out now, so I'm very excited.
What was your least favorite one?
My least favorite one was, what was it called? Patreon. Oh, I've still got the library open. I don't have to go to a link. There it is. It was, I don't remember the name of it now.
So bad he can't remember it.
No. It wasn't bad. It was just my least favorite. Here it is.
Yeah.
Sugar Shatter. Yeah,
Sugar Shatter.
Yeah. SHATTER. Shatter.
Yeah, not like,
one who shat.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, yes, that's what came to mind. Sugar Shatter.
Yeah, I posted on, I think it was on BlueSky that I was doing, I was going to play a bunch of games, the demos that I had downloaded. And the developer of Sugar Shatter was like, hey, if you get time, you could play mine too. And I went, you know what? Sure, why not? And I added it to the list, and it came up on my little spinny wheel, and so I played it. It's like if Arkanoid or Breakout, whichever, and a fighting game got together and did the nasty and pooped out an incredibly cute baby. Because it's essentially two-player competitive Arkanoid. Breakout, whatever. It was Breakout first, but I started with the NAS where it was Arkanoid. So that in my head it's Arkanoid, but I find most people call it Breakout. So I just say both, Like how in every news article it says X, formerly known as Twitter, because no one knows what the hell X is, because it's stupid.
It's been X for a while, and maybe I'm old and crotchety, but I'm calling it Twitter because it's twitter.com, and X is not helpful.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's two-player competitive Breakout, and it's set in like a Candyland type world, and it's fine. It's his I think it's a solo dev. It might either that or it's a very small team. It's not entirely clear, but he showed up in the chat while I was playing and told me about I was saying, what this really needs. And he's like, yeah, that's in the works. And I was like, oh, nice. Quality of life things, like being able to get to the settings from inside the game rather than just the main menu. And I was like, I couldn't find, there's no volume option. You need a volume option. And he's like, oh, no, it's there. And I was like, no, it wasn't. And I went back to the menu, and there's a whole other tabs on the menu that were not clear because they're not on the screen. You're just supposed to mouse down to the bottom where it says whatever, and then arrows will appear. And I was like, oh, no. So it's a little rough. It's very unpolished, but it was fun. It'd be a lot better on the couch. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to know about that, like I said, patreon.com/themanapool. It's free. You don't have to be a lifeguard to read it. I don't even think you need to have a Patreon account. So yeah, I've got a screenshot for each game, and the title is a link to the Steam page in case you want to see stuff in action. But yeah, the bottom 5 were games that I have no interest in. The middle, however many, are the games that interested me enough that I'll probably pick them up at some point. And then the top 5 were games that I'm buying when they release, unless I'm broke. Like when the Ratline came out, I was like, that's mine. So yay.
Nice.
And right before I hit the go button, I think Brian was about to ask, hey, what you been playing?
That is actually exactly what I was going to ask. So, nice.
I went back to Mortal Kombat 9. The one that's just Mortal Kombat. Not to be confused with the first game, Mortal Kombat, or the most recent game, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, numbers are weird.
But yeah, that's why everyone just refers to this as Mortal Kombat 9 now, because it's the 9th one. But I don't know why, I just had this urge to play an old... I watched some sort of YouTube video that had some Mortal Kombat 9 in it, and I was like, man, I want to play some more of that. So I have been. Just working through...
That's great.
Like story mode with everybody, because there's an achievement for that. So I was like, it's not story mode. Story mode is a whole separate thing. Arcade mode, there we go.
Last week I had gotten to a point with the Dragon Quest III 2D HD remake that even though there's still some like end game, post game content, I kind of don't feel like grinding anymore. So I went back. Actually, this was a little while ago. Sorry. I went back to Rebirth, where I had almost finished the game on hard mode. I just had like 2 chapters left, and I just had been wanting to try the Dragon Quest game with Sam. And so I picked it back up, and I've beaten hard mode. There's still a couple like challenges that I haven't finished yet, and I'll probably stay on it for a little while. I'm still enjoying it. That's the big thing. But nice. Yeah, it definitely felt like an accomplishment to beat the final boss on hard mode. So Carrie's like, you didn't keep trying. I'm like, I haven't beaten it yet, have I? But got there. Yes.
I went back. So I was doing, the Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi games for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, I think, 2 Shinobi streams. Might have been 3, the new Shinobi game, with literally no audience. And I was like, it's a shame because the game is beautiful. And so I sort of kind of lost interest in it, even though I was like, I think I like this more than Ninja Gaiden. It turns out I didn't like streaming it with nobody watching, but I installed it on the Steam Deck and started playing it last night and then some more today. And oh my god, it's so good. Ninja Gaiden, the new Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, is very much like an old Ninja Gaiden. You know, it's got the run, and most enemies die in 1 or 2 hits, and the ones that don't, there's a way to make them die in 1 or 2 hits using the game mechanics. You know, but Shinobi's much more like, instead of an attack button, you've got a light and a heavy attack button, like you're doing combos. And the mechanics of combat and traverse, everything, are much more complex. It's got not exactly Metroidvania vibes, but like earlier today, I finally unlocked an ability to break breakable floors. And so I've been going back through the older levels to break through all the breakable floors and get the goodies and whatnot that were there. And it's so good. And combat is, instead of run up, hit stuff, it dies, keep running. There are they're sort of arenas. Well, there's some places that are definitely arenas where the doors lock and you can't leave until you wipe out all the enemies. And when you knock out one wave, another one will spawn and whatnot. And it gets very complicated in a good way.
Good.
Whereas Ninja Gaiden was more like a run and gun, but with a sword, you know.
Okay.
But the bosses are fun. Once I remembered what buttons do, like every enemy has a health bar and like an execution gauge. And some of your attacks don't do as much damage, but they build up the execution gauge. And when the execution gauge is filled up, they get a little symbol over their head. And you can press 2 buttons, the 2 shoulder buttons at once, and anybody that has the little execution symbol over their head will immediately die. Because you go, hoo-ah! You do the anime thing where you disappear and like shing, and go through them. And the more enemies you do it to at once, the more money and health and kunai refills and whatnot you get at once. And some enemies have a regenerating shield that you either have to break with certain moves that do heavy damage to shields, or you just have to sit there and wail on them until the shield goes away. And it's really, what's the word? Satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
To get through, especially what are they called? Elite squads in an area. It's essentially a collectible, but instead of picking up a thing, you hit like a trigger on the wall, and a bunch of enemies will come out in waves that are more difficult than the usual things you find in the level. And beating one of those, when you kill the last enemy and it pops up the vengeance for Oboro or whatever it says, it always makes me go like like a very visceral
Cool.
So yeah, growing up as during the first console wars, you know, Nintendo versus Sega.
Yep.
I've played the old Shinobi games, not recently, but I've played the old Shinobi games, and I was like, these are fine. So playing the new ones, that's why I played Ninja Gaiden first, because I was like, well, I'm obviously going to like this more, because I'm a Ninja Gaiden guy. I think I'm enjoying the new Shinobi more, and that's weird to me. Hey, Ben, what a resub for 65 months. He said, smoke bomb. Oh, my God. Thanks. But I also love that have you guys ever played any of the Shinobi games?
Long
Probably.
time ago.
Do you know Shinobi's name?
Isn't it Shinobi?
Joe something.
Joe. Yeah, Joe Musashi.
Joe.
Like in Ninja Gaiden, his name is Ryu Hayabusa. And now it's Joe. In the fully voiced cutscenes, though, people will be talking to you, and it'll cut to Joe Masashi, and he'll go, and that is all he said this entire game. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through the game, and his dialogue is, and every time it makes me happy because, like, he's one of the things that you meet is the current equivalent, or the current Grim Reaper, who the big bad apparently stole his scythe or his power or something. I don't remember now, because that was like 3 weeks ago when I had that conversation. But like the actual Grim Reaper shows up and is like, yo, I need your help. And Masashi's like, come on, man. Ooh, Ben said, did you know that Ryu Hayabusa is canon with Dead or Alive? Yeah, he's the reason I played the first Dead or Alive. Oh, the fighting game that pioneered jiggle physics. Yeah. And continues to do so. I think I've played 1 and 2. I don't think I've played any past that, but I was like, oh, dude, it's got Ryu in it. And
Sure
jiggle physics. But I wouldn't have known. Well, I would have known because I was reading, video game magazines. But I wouldn't have cared about jiggle physics in a fighting game with old ass polygons. But
Yeah.
Ryu from Ninja Gaiden being in the game as a playable fighter, I was like, whoa. He was in the Dead or Alive movie? Oh, that's too bad.
That's yeah. Yeah, I don't know if jiggle physics is like its own discussion. I feel like it's maybe not. But I guess real quick on that, because I was a teenager too. I do remember when Final Fantasy VII came out.
Sorry.
I remember when Final Fantasy VII came out, and choppy, except for some of the cutscenes. The figures are blocky, but you're supposed to realize, oh yeah, Tifa's, fairly well endowed. But it was the internet, because it was 1996, 1997, and the internet was starting to exist. And all of the, what's that rule where if it exists, there's,
34.
images. Rule 34 of, like, Tifa and Aerith, that I was like, I guess it was based off of the illustrations in the promo art, because you're looking at the blocks and you're like, I think those could be boobs. And then everything else I learned about jiggle physics, I learned from Chewie's wrestling game, where you could make your characters.
Let's see, when would that have?
Oh yeah, and the custom characters were completely out of control.
That was the later SmackDown games before it became SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
and
sure.
I made that female wrestler Gaia just trying to be like, hey, I wasn't even trying to achieve that with it, but the game just said, this is how you want it, and they went every which way. So we can talk about something else now unless you want to keep going on it, but that just brought back those memories. Memories.
And other than that, I've been playing more Balatro because I stopped playing Balatro for a while. I played Tales and Tactics, a different roguelike. This is an auto battler. I played Backpack Hero, a completely different flavor of roguelike that I told you guys about. And I still had the itch. And I was like, you know what? I'll go back to Balatro. And yeah, I did a Balatro stream last night. I've been working my way, so I've got 3 achievements left in Balatro, one of which I will never get. But the 2 that I will get that are left are do all the challenges. There are 20 challenges that have different setups. And you just have to beat a run with those rules in place. Like one of them is your entire deck is made of glass cards. Glass cards have I think it's a 1 in 4 chance of breaking when you play them.
Sounds on theme, yeah.
But they give you twice the multiplier when you play them. So glass cards are very powerful. but your whole deck is glass. Every way to add new cards to your deck is disabled. And you have 2 jokers that are permanent that you can't get rid of that say double the probability of anything that uses probability. So
Including
one of
stuff
them instead
breaking.
of a 1 and 4 would be a 2 and 4. And then 2 of them instead of a 2 and 4 would be a 4 and 4, which means every glass card you play will break.
Yeah.
And you can't add new cards to your deck. And somehow I'm supposed to make it through 8 antes, and I'm like, I've tried that one only like twice, and I went, my brain hurts.
Weird.
So,
That feels like torture.
yeah. And
There's some
another
challenges
one.
out there that just make me go blue. But go ahead.
Yeah, like that's one I don't even know where to start. And then there's another one, the famous one is the 20th challenge, I think, is the Jokerless challenge. Jokers are like the main thing that you get in Balatro that change how you play. Like they're your main source of, oh, here's my build, and you need to do a win Jokerless, which I have seen freaking what's his name? Doc Spectrum, I think, something like that. The guy that runs the Balatro University YouTube channel. I've seen him do Jokerless runs not in the challenge, where like he's playing Balatro normally and he does a Jokerless run, and I'm like, you're not human, sir. But yeah, that just requires patience, and I haven't even unlocked the Jokerless challenge yet. I have to win one more challenge to unlock the last one. So that's one thing. And then the other achievement is to get a win with every deck on gold stake, the highest difficulty. Every stake that you move up adds more difficulty. The real hard part comes at blue stake, which is a little over halfway through, that removes one of your discards. So you have a certain number of hands you can play and a certain number of discards you can use. You pick cards, you discard them, and you draw that many more, to form whatever hand it is that your build is working for, or to just try to play hands to get points,
Yeah.
And blue stake is where the difficulty ramps up because you just lose one of your discards. So most of the decks only have 2 discards per round. And that hurts. Like that's a lot. So I've got all of them, all of the decks. I forget how many decks there are, but I've got them up to at least the blue stake. So it's I've got them all up to where the difficulty ramps real hard. But I've got 4 decks that I've gotten the gold stake win with. And then last night I was doing a stream. So the black deck is the worst one. It is widely regarded as the hardest deck to play because you get -1 hand. You get +1 joker slot, so you could have more jokers to give you more points, but you have 1 less hand to play every single round, and that's very hard. But I had the most insane run going. I had already won, and this was yesterday, like during the day, I'd already won, and I had to stop. I had to go to the bathroom or something, so I closed the game, and I never picked it back up. So when I opened it up last night to stream, it was like, continue, and I went, continue? What do I have that's continued? And I looked, and it was that black deck run, and I went, oh yeah, I was going to keep this going, because once you win, you can continue in endless mode. And I then found the most insane build I've ever had. Like the highest scores that I was getting ended in 10 to the 17th.
10 to the 17th.
Yeah,
Okay,
or in
I don't
scientific
do math.
notation, which is how it's displayed on the screen, E17. Which is, whatever your score is with 17 zeros. That is a big number.
Wow.
And it was completely insane. And I was like, this is the most out of this world run I've ever had. I'm glad I had it on or I had the end of it on stream, you know. And then I got a win with 2 of the other decks to bump them from blue stake up to whatever the next one is. And I was very happy, and you know, I stopped streaming. How the blue hell did I do that? Well, I had a legendary joker that I lucked into, Tribule, that says whenever you play a king or a queen, when a king or a queen is scored, they double your mult, whatever it is right there. And then I had I think a blueprint copying that. So I had 2 Tribule. I had a Socken Buskin, which says whenever you play a face card, it re-triggers. So I had a Brainstorm copying it. So every time I played a king or a queen, it was doubling my mult 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And I was mostly playing 5 queens. Because I had been adding queens to the deck and changing cards to queens and whatnot the whole time. So... Oh, and I had a photograph, which the first face card that you play in every hand doubles your mult. So the first one I played every hand was doubling my mult 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. So yeah, it got stupid. And I had a bunch of polychrome cards or queens, which when you score them, they multiply your mult times 1.5. So it was completely insane. And to anyone who doesn't play Bellottery, I'm just saying words, but
I mean, I don't play it, and yet I'm still following you, and I like, you know, that feeling of that crunchy, like, ooh, yeah.
yeah, like the target score when you win, like the ante-8 target score is, most of them are like 300,000. So once you ramp that up once, it might be 500,000. I forget. And I was getting, you know, E17 scores. So, but then I finally got to the point where the target score, because the target score slowly goes up. And I eventually got to the point where I literally physically could not win. But I didn't even know. I didn't even hit that point. What made me lose was I got to the boss blind that said all face cards are debuffed. So I played my 5 queens, but they didn't count as queens. And it scored me something like, I think it was like 30,000 points. And I was like, man, what a difference. I was trying so hard to track down. There's a joker that you can, if you buy it, it just, I forget, it's the wrestler or something. It just sits in your joker pool not doing anything, but then you can sell it to disable the current boss blind. And I re-rolled the store through all of my money, trying desperately to find the wrestler, and could not. He was not there. So oh, Ben said there's also a legendary joker that disables the boss blind permanently. Yeah, it's true. But you can't just find them in the store. You have to get them through the soul card that you can only find in Arcana packs. But yeah, it was insane. And then I proceeded to get the 2 wins on stream. And then I got another win, I think, with I want to say the yellow deck off stream. So I was like, yay, I'm I'm back to the point where I know how to play this game again. Yay! Ow. It's once you figure out, you know, what you need. Like, you need, some jokers give you need a source of chips, you need a source of malt, and you need something that grows, or something that's really stupid, like that king and queen build I had.
Huh.
But
It's one of those games where you kind of need something to break it to really feel like, you know, you can take advantage of these.
yeah, well, to get to the eighth ante, or to get through the eighth ante is okay. I don't want to say it's easy, because obviously it's not, because I've only gotten through the eighth ante on gold stake with 4 of the decks. But like, it's easy compared to doing the insane shenanigans to get to the super high scores. So yeah. But like I said, once you get the basic strategy down, you know, chips, malt, like either something that grows, like there's flat malt and there's times malt. So that either adds, you know, the banana adds 15 malt to every hand you play. So it just adds a times 15 to whatever it is that you're scoring. But the times malt takes your whatever score and then multiplies it, or whatever your current malt is, and multiplies it. So like the queens, like if you started with, like I actually opened the calculator on stream and was like, okay, I need to figure out the optimal way to copy these things. So I was like, okay, if I copy the thing that re-triggers face cards again, then, and don't copy the thing that makes it times 2, how does that work? And then I did it the other way, and I had the calculator. I'm like, times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay. And I started with like 50. I just, okay, just say a queen gives me 50 points. I don't know. It doesn't matter what the number is. I'm just looking to compare. So I started with 50 points. And when I got done, it was at like, you know, 256,000 or something. And I was like, okay, yeah, I think that's the one I want. Like, and then I copied it the other way. No, that's only, you know, that's 1 times 2 short. No, don't need that. But you need a source of chips, whether it's leveling up the hand that you're playing. Like if you're playing, okay, I'm playing flushes. If you level up your flush scores, then that's your source of chips. Or you can have jokers that give you chips. And then you've got something that gives you malt. Because your score for each hand is whatever the final tally on chips is, times whatever the final tally of malt is. And that's your score. And if you've got, there are cards that have times malt that you can grow. Like every time you play, like the constellation, every time you play a planet card, or you use a planet card, this goes up by 0.1, and it starts at times 1. And then, you know, you play a planet card, and it goes to times 1.1.
Yeah.
And so you just play a bunch of, every time you find a planet, you use it, and it ramps up. Or there's the bus stop, I think it is, where every hand you play without a scoring face card, it gets +1 malt. So as long as you don't accidentally play a face card that scores, that'll just grow forever.
Nice.
So there's so much strategy, and that's why so many of the games that I'm seeing, I saw in the Next Fest, were just Balatro. I played a Balatro but with Scrabble. I played a Balatro but with chess. I played a Balatro but with coin pushers. Because it's a really, it's a brilliant bit of design that Local Thunk came up with, and it's applicable to so many things. Like the one that was Balatro but with Scrabble. Instead of leveling up your playing hands, you're leveling up the scores you get for your different word lengths. And instead of modifying your cards in your deck. You're modifying the tiles, either the tiles that with the letters on them that you're playing, or the spaces on the board. I think you can modify some of those too. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something other than Bellotro. Sorry, because I can sit here and ramble on about it forever.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been doing lately.
I'm
How
glad
about
you're
you
enjoying
guys?
it. Yeah. Playing Rebirth and doing work
Son.
and watching Veronica Mars, which I remember when it came out, like it was a new show. I saw the pilot episode. Huh?
Oh, I burped and said, excuse me. Sorry.
And I saw the pilot episode with Carrie, and Carrie thought it was all right, but there was a ton of narration by the main character, like just every scene, which Kirsten Bell, as we know, has gone on to do great things. And we started watching the show again, and we finished the first season. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. Pilot episodes are sometimes a little tough because they're having to sell it to the network and all that. And you still get some narration after that, but I felt like it was every like 60 seconds. I have to like give some insight into what she's thinking in the first episode, but actually really enjoying it. But that's pretty. I've been playing Rebirth, watching Veronica Mars, and doing work. What you got, Mike?
Do work, son.
Me? Well, I went to visit you the other day. That was nice.
Yes, you did.
Nerd.
It was nice to see you guys.
Yeah, it was.
I made
And
some
then,
fajitas, and the chicken was a little dry, but you know.
Yeah, that's easy to accidentally do with chicken.
Oh, Jesus God.
And you. It wasn't that dry. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I just glanced around real quick, and there's a goat sitting in the doorway looking at me, and it's a plush goat. She doesn't have a name yet, but it is a plush goat, and it scared me. Renee must have dropped her there, and I didn't hear her.
A ninja goat.
There's a ninja goat. All right, I'm sorry. Keep going. My bad.
Yeah, and the next day I went out of town for one of my cousins was putting on a birthday party for her kids, so it's a good opportunity to go and visit with family. Besides that, yeah, just been doing like normal responsible day-to-day stuff around the house and job site. Not much else
Do work,
going
son.
on. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
Weekend before last,
Oh, there we go.
went out for dinner with my parents and my brother and his wife for my mom's 70th birthday.
Wow.
Nice.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So hey, Brian, since Mike is boring, did you go see Secret of the Ooze in the theater?
I did go see Secret of the Ooze. So last Friday, Carrie and Sam went to go see The Sound of Music, which they said was very enjoyable. Had a great time. I dropped them off, and then I went to go see Secret of the Ooze, and it included a maybe 15-minute, maybe not quite 15-minute, feature at the beginning where the camera crew sat down with one of the designers of the Ninja Turtles, and I could tell you the name, but I'm drawing a blank. I know that there were two co-creators. It was one of them, and while he's like sketching out,
Probably Kevin Eastman.
probably. While he's sketching out a turtle that looks kind of like Leonardo, but could probably be meant to be any one of them, they're splicing it in with they're doing kind of an original live action where they have again someone in a turtle suit responding to a robbery at a pizza store and beating up thugs. So a little bit about the history of the movie and how the movie came to be and what the goals for it were. Apparently they started the whole film with the thought of we want to end in a nightclub. So that was kind of interesting. Um, but all the passion that went into it, and then it went on to the film. And yeah, it was cheesy, but I loved it. And there was a family behind me that with some younger kids that were eating up every second and were laughing out loud, and not in an obnoxious way, in a genuine way, and it really elevated the experience. So
Nice.
it was great. And then because the film started at 7 and it's not a long film, even with the trailers and everything, I think it was done by like 8:45, and the play, which was almost twice as long, started at 8. I had some time to kill. You know how many places are open in Greensboro after 9? Not as many as you like if I'm not
Yeah,
looking to go to a club.
surprisingly few.
Starbucks closes at 9, and that just makes me go, what? I thought the whole thought was people went in there and never left, but I don't go to Starbucks, so I still didn't then. You know where is open until 11? Cold Stone. So I went and got a waffle cone with a couple scoops, sat down, and I was just reading a book on my phone until a group of what looked like 12 people came in, and there was the one table, and I'm like, yeah, I can probably go. But just kind of wandered around town for a little bit. Went to a card store, and an attorney friend of mine has gotten into Magic, and he said he played on Friday nights at this card store. And I went over there and I didn't see him, and everyone there was super involved with their games. It was kind of funny. Nobody was like, "Hey, welcome" or anything like that. It felt very much like people looked me up and down and kept playing their game, and I was like, "Okay." And then I left. I was probably there for like 5 minutes, but I wandered around a little bit, and it was time to go get the girls. So yes, a super exciting Friday evening, but the movie was awesome, remains awesome.
Nice.
Don't think too hard about mutagen works. It does whatever the movie needs it to do.
Oh, Ben
MacGuffin
wants to
that
know
works.
what mix-ins did you get?
So my flavor Carrie laughs because I usually go for vanilla ice cream because I love the taste of vanilla. But I got
Yeah.
two flavors. I got sweet cream and I got cheesecake flavor. So it's still white on white. And then I got graham cracker crust and white chocolate chips.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I was busy laughing at how white on white you are.
Oh, with the graham cracker in there too. Yeah, I know. I know. And it was delicious. And I ate the cone and everything. It was awesome.
Was the cone edible?
It's a waffle cone, so
Okay.
yes.
Well, because you said that like it wasn't normal.
Oh, like it was like I was so great I just ate the thing. So
Yeah, I ate the
I'm
cone
done
even though
then.
it was plastic. What?
Yeah, like one of those little paper cones. Yeah.
Yeah, did you eat
Yeah.
the paper cone, Brian?
No. And then I drove the girls home and we went to bed because we were having company over the next day, and the next day two random people showed up on the step and I was like, "Sure, come on in." And it was Mike and Ashley.
But
So
leave your board game with me.
I mean, Chewy can come over and play board games as well. I know how much you love board games.
I wasn't invited.
You want to come over and play board games?
No, I don't like board games.
That, see? And Dirk is always welcome over. He just lives like 5 hours away.
How it feels like sometimes.
So,
Dirk, what you been up to? Anything good? Anything bad? Anything terrible?
Well, as Brian had asked before about how Trevor's doing with tennis. Trevor's playing tennis. He's, it's his first year. He's not amazing, great, but he is getting better. He had a match on today's Thursday, so yesterday, and um, he ended up losing his match, but he's enjoying it, like the experience and everything. He has a good attitude about it, and he has a match tomorrow as well. Fortunately, it's not he's not traveling anywhere for those for them, so it's much easier to pick him up. When he's had away matches, he doesn't get into like 8, and so no one's really. We have to make special trips out to go pick him up from that. Whereas practice gets out at 6, so Chelsea just sort of hangs out in Hillsboro until it's time to pick him up. Game wise, I am all over the map. Um, I have not found something to settle down and play. I picked up Skyrim again
Whoa.
for a little bit, for like a day or two, and then was like, okay, I want to play Civilization 6. So I played that for 2 days.
I have still never
Played.
played Skyrim, by the way, but keep going.
No, Dirk,
Go ahead.
don't you
Okay,
have like a billion
that does feel
hours?
very rare.
Dirk, don't you have like a billion hours in Civ 6?
Let me pull up my current hours for Civ 6 is 966 hours.
Okay, that's what I thought.
For Skyrim, it's 316 on the special edition, and on the original one, before the special came out, it was 235. So collectively, that puts it at 551 hours.
And weirdly, 521 hours of those are Stealth Archer.
Yeah, only recently. In the very first one, I never played Stealth Archer. I could tell you probably maybe about 20 minutes of that 235 hours was in stealth,
Wow.
and that's when I tried to do the Thieves Guild, trying to steal stuff, and just kind of gave up after the first, like, hey, steal this guy's stuff while I make a distraction, and I trying to stealth in my heavy armor, and somehow for some odd reason failing every time, just
I
being
don't
like,
understand.
not for me. So yeah, um, and then for at one point was pulled out MechWarrior 5 Clans for a couple days, playing the Clan Ghost Bear campaign. I think it's Frost Flash is the name of the campaign, but it's one of the DLCs that they had.
Okay.
Flash Storm, that's the name of the campaign. So I was playing it for a little bit, got about halfway through the campaign. The only game I have consistently played has been Pokemon Fire Red.
Taking it back.
Yeah, when I saw it came out, I'm like, oh man, because I had red and blue. My brother had blue, I had red, and when it first came out, we were like, oh man, because that was also the time when we got our Game Boys, like our Game Boy Colors, and I was like, oh man, I was playing it and everything, and then I looked at my brother, and my brother already had he had already completed half the gyms on Christmas. I'm like, wait a second, how are you so far into the game? And he had said that he had found it like months ago and had started playing it when mom wasn't looking. And
That's amazing.
As he got
Wow.
closer to Christmas,
Respect.
he put it back in the box, and Mom was none the wiser, so she just wrapped it up and was like, "Hey, here's your Christmas present." He was
Until
already
now.
halfway through the
That-
game.
That is amazing.
Hey, Dirk's mom. Guess what?
I mean, yeah.
It's a good thing she doesn't listen to this.
Or so you think.
So, I mean, I never ratted him out because I never thought. I'm like, oh, that's so mean, and then just went back to playing my games. I never told her or anything like that. But
He just found an early haunter, and it just worked everything
is what
for him. So.
I'm like, wow, that was pretty that was pretty gangster. What you just did.
Respect.
Dirk ain't no snitch. Dirk,
But Trevor's
do you
got
want snitch?
leaf green.
Damn it.
Go
Hey,
ahead,
Dirk.
Uh-huh.
Do you want stitches?
Do not want. I'm never gonna snitch. I don't want my stitches.
I can, in fact, confirm.
Mm-mm. I'll never say a word. So, but Trevor has leaf green, and he was playing his, and the power went off on his. Like it had gone off and everything, and when he plugged it back in, apparently, when he went back to it, or it had done something, and when it had done an update, and when he turned it back on, he found that went back to the game. He's like, I only have one Pokemon, and he had three, and they were this. And come to find out, you know what Trevor is really bad at?
Saving?
Saving his games. So yeah, he essentially he had just finished the second gym, and when it happened, when it updated and everything, and when it updated, he had just left the town, like Lavender Town, with the first Pokemon. Like he had gotten in, he officially got the Pokeballs, and he could actually start like going and doing stuff. So yeah, he lost. And I'm like, did you save? And he's like, no. Well, there's your problem. Anytime I put the game down, I always save. I always save, no matter what happens. I learned to constantly save back in high school when I took keyboarding. Like to learn how to like type and not hunt and peck all the time on a keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
JKL Sam.
A space A, doing all that sort of stuff. But I had just done this assignment and everything. You're supposed to take it, you're supposed to save it, and then give it to the teacher and everything. I had just done this one. I had spent, like 30 minutes doing the typing and everything, and all of a sudden the power went off on my computer. Come to find out that the power outlet where the plugs are and everything, it's right by the guy right across from me, right by where his feet were.
Oh.
And he had kicked his feet, and it had unplugged. It was my computer, his computer. I think ours were the only one affected. It may have affected because we were in cubicle, like four of us in an area at a table. It may have taken out the other two. I don't know. I know it took out mine and his. Just completely unplugged, powered them off, and we plugged it in, got everything going, and that was the moment when I had realized the power of anytime you stop to do anything, hit the save button. It literally takes no time at all just to hit save, and it just automatically save.
Dirk was gonna say that's where I learned the power of unbelievable violence.
No, you know that I'm my unbelievable violence only happens in Magic and um, and in video games where I know no one will be hurt long term.
I saw a random I think it was a Facebook reel or something like that that reminded me of you, Dirk.
Mhm.
It was when you attack your friend with your 1/1 on turn 2. And it was a clip from a movie or a TV show or something. Someone's like, "Oh, is that how we're gonna play it?" Well, I was like, "It's Dirk! It's Dirk!"
Thus, there were the moments of, "Are you sure you want to do that?" Especially this early into the game, to earn my undivided attention and the absolute, sole receiver of my wrath. Are you sure you want to play that way? I mean, if you spread the love across the board, and then you hit me and it's like, I have to spread the love. I'm like, okay, I'll let you have it this time. Just don't let it happen again. Um, but yeah, that's sort of been. I've before that I was playing Final Fantasy Rebirth. I've been wanting to play Strangers of Paradise,
I've
and
heard
it's
good things
downloaded.
about
It's
that.
ready to go. That's the non
Jack Garland,
numbered
yeah.
Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's
kind
like
of back to
a
one, I
super
guess.
It's like
dramatic and over the top retelling of Final Fantasy 1.
right, but from a different perspective, kind of, sort of.
Well, it's a whole new thing, but it's
Yeah.
sort of loosely one. Who did that? That wasn't by Square.
It's by Square.
No, no, they published it, but who?
Oh, let me find it.
Stranger of Paradise. Here it is. Stranger of.
Store
Because it's on my wish
page.
list. It was. Oh yeah, Koei Tecmo,
Toei.
who
Yeah, Tecmo.
are the ones that do Dead or Alive. So hey, look at that, full
Yeah.
circle. Dirk, when you play it, let us know how the jiggle physics are.
Taking it back. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you started this whole thing, and I've been waiting. You said lately you're playing Red, right?
Fire Red, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said.
Fire Red.
Yeah. Who's your starter?
I went with Squirtle.
Uh,
In the past, I generally go with the red with the fire Pokemon starters. The problem is I played I that's how I started with you know red, not fire red, red like red and blue. In red when I played it, I picked Charmander.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was that one. That was my starter, and it was the worst time ever because it took me darn near forever to beat Brock, and then when I got to Misty, that was just
yeah.
awful.
Playing
I
with
think I may have beat
Charmander.
the
Yeah.
third gym, and at that point I was so tired of the game that
But
I it's the one of the games I have not beaten that Pokemon game.
I've beaten Red like 20, 30 years ago, or however long it's been. But playing with Charmander is playing it on hard mode because if
Yeah,
you
and
pick,
I was not aware of that at the time.
well,
I
you
had
think, hey,
no
Fire
I had no
Dinosaur, pretty
reference.
cool. Yeah. But like playing with Squirtle is a little easier because you're at least good against Brock and you're neutral against Misty.
Hmm.
Playing with
Bulbasaur is the best one
Bulbasaur
to
is
start with because you're good
yeah,
against both.
yeah.
The first two,
Who's the
but
third gym leader?
Steve.
the third one's Surge, isn't
Steve.
it?
Oh yeah, Lightning. Which I think Bulbasaur may still have an advantage there. I don't know.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, because I don't think my water Pokemon's gonna do great in that fight, but that's neither here nor there.
no. You pick Charmander, so Char
Yeah,
Char.
so
I have still never played a Pokemon game. Are any of you gonna fall into Pokopia? Because apparently that is like crack.
What is
That
it?
one looks like a
What's
lot of
that?
fun. The problem is you have to have a Switch 2.
Oh, is it only on Switch
okay.
2?
Yep.
I did not know that.
It sounds like a medical diagnosis. So
It does. Like, oh no,
Hmm.
Grandpa's got Pokopia. He doesn't have long left. Pokopia is the new game that's like a. Okay, how did I hear?
It's kind of like it's like not quite like Minecraft. You're rebuilding an area after just apparently a disaster that came through and like wiped out all these towns and everything. There are no humans. The main character is a Mew who copies a human, but also can copy the power of Pokemon that are in your area.
A
And the
ditto.
whole thing is to rebuild so that way you can recruit Pokemon depending on what environmental stuff's there. So if there's a punching bag, then was it the one of the punching Pokemon will show up, and then you can learn his powers to like break rocks and stuff. And if you do this, then Pikachu could show up, and then there's Pokemon that you'll find in the grass, and you're like, hey, what are you? And it'll be like, oh, it's a Squirtle. Well, Squirtle, I need you to water these trees, and they'll make flowers, which will attract, you know, Butterfrees. And so it's one of those games like you build stuff so that way it can attract stuff so you can do more things.
Yeah, I heard it described as if you take Pokemon like as a concept and or as an IP and Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and like Dragon Quest Builders and a little bit of Minecraft and you throw all that in a blender, what will come out is a glorious smoothie of Pokopia. They were like, it's
And
like they
Mew.
wanted to make a game
Or a
for everyone.
Ditto.
Brian from Character Issues, on their latest episode, he said that like one night while he was playing it, laying in bed, he just spent like an hour just making roads for all of his Pokemon to walk on, because you don't want them just walking on the dirt. That could hurt their poor paws. He's like, there's no reason to make roads. I just did because I wanted them to have roads to walk on. And I was like, okay then. So it's one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't realize it was only Switch 2.
Yeah,
So,
because if it was Switch 1, it is highly likely it would have been acquired by myself. I will say I have not played Pokemon ZA yet. We've had that. Trevor's played it and beaten it. Penny's playing it, and Leighton I think's played a little bit of it. The person who likes to play Pokemon games with Trevor and like trade and do all this stuff, I have not touched it yet. And it's just I'm just I'm they I don't know. I think I've been playing too much Pokemon, and so I'm kind of burnt out on it. Even though I know I picked up Fire Red and everything, but just collectively, I've just not been wanting to start a new Pokemon game where I'm have to learn this system and that system and everything else. Like Arceus, it plays very differently than the mainline Pokemon games, and that's kind of how ZA is it's a, you know, you play it differently than the main lines, and I just don't want to learn the new method, so I just haven't done it yet.
Fair enough.
Not my Pokemon.
Hmm. Hey, puppy dog.
Dirk's like, this game sucks. Why? Because it's different.
Let me guess, you hated Pokemon Snap.
I never played it.
Yep.
No,
didn't
he's
even give it
telling
a
you
chance.
hated Pokemon Snap.
Well, I mean, that means that I actually would have had a chance to acquire and be like, yeah, I don't like this. No, I'm like, I never acquired it.
Okay. I
I don't think I
rented it.
even saw it in stores.
I
So
think I rented it and I 100%ed it in a weekend. So it was kind of a nice change of pace.
Brian is
But
the reason that old video games in America were hard. Way to go, Brian.
well,
I
that's the reason
yeah.
why the NES games were the way they were, huh?
Yep, it's all Brian's
Yep.
fault. Oh man. So Renee and I finished Stranger Things finally.
And what did you think? Did you
Oh.
think the ending was the worst thing to ever happen to American society? Do you think it was
yeah.
great, or do you think it was what?
I think it's the worst thing to happen to American society. No, wait, that was the last election. Yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it. I didn't
thought
know
it
there
was
was any
neat.
sort of backlash against it until Bill mentioned it, and I was like, "Huh?" He's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Because of the internet."
Because
like,
the
"Oh,
internet.
yeah,
We saw
I forgot."
we saw it like we saw it New Year's Day, like when it had finished on New Year's Eve, and I thought it was enjoyable. And then the internet was like a. But here's the thing: is I think there were people that were never going to be happy.
Well,
I
yeah.
also, I will also say, while I enjoyed it, do I think it lived up to the first season and maybe the second season? No, but I think the expectation was too high. And for something that started out as like a creepy murder mystery sort of thing, mystery is so hard to keep going for 5 seasons because when you start giving away the answers, people are going to either be like, that's really cool, or, that's not great. But then you keep having to do it over and over and over again. So I thought it was fine. I don't think it was the best thing ever, but I thought it was fine.
That's kind of how Heroes was as a show.
No, Heroes just got worse. I'm
It
sorry.
did. Like, it was, the first season was awesome when it came out, because you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, there's some of those. Where you keep slowly peeling back the mystery and everything, and then it was like, okay, so that was okay. That was interesting, and then the second season was all right. There's still more to it, and you're going, okay, let's maybe.
It is.
You go into it, and then you're like, okay, that wasn't great at all. And then like third season goes around, oh, there's even more, and you're just like, no,
No.
just no.
It is super clear that the vision for the first season was complete and they didn't have a plan for the second season combined with the writers strike, so there's half as many episodes in the second season,
Yup.
that it goes downhill fast. And then the big threat in the final season is a guy who's good with dirt. And he
What?
somehow gets stronger the more enhanced people he has around him, but it's cockamamie. So it's one of those ones that overstayed its welcome. And then they made a reboot like years later, and they killed off Hero, and I was like, okay.
Like, all right, that was a great show.
Yeah. But the first season's still good. I think I've got, you know how it is with kids. You're like, I want to show them this and this and this, and I haven't shown her the first season of Heroes. We've got it. I'll probably show it to her at some point, and I'll just pretend that that's where it ended. And hey, when she's an adult, she can,
She can
expose
make
Like,
that
herself
oh,
mistake
there
to
was
that
a
if
herself.
she
second
wants.
season. Let me watch it.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. It's gonna go downhill.
Yeah.
You are watching peak of this show right now.
Yeah, like when
Um.
Bill told me, I was like, "Hey, I want to watch the Death Note anime," and he went, "Stop. When it ends, just stop. don't keep watching. I was like, what? He's like,
Mhm.
don't watch season 2. I was like, why? Just don't watch it. And so the first time I watched Death Note, I didn't. I stopped when he told me to. I was like, that was really good. Several years later, I was like, I'm going to watch Death Note. I'm going to watch it all this time. I made it like 3 episodes into season 2, and I was like, what is this crap? Bill was like, I told you.
That was such again, like it was a tight show because they had it planned out and all the little intricacies. I think the guy, Mother's Basement, who reviews anime, wrote a synopsis of the potato chip scene and how people make fun of it. It's a meme, and how well it was done. And it was purposely over the top, but it did everything the scene needed it to do. And
Right.
it still plays into the tug of war between these two people. My parents are 2 minutes out. They went away for a week and they are almost at my house and they're going to be here to pick up my dog. I'm also running, as I told Chewy, on about 3 hours of sleep, and I still need to do a closing argument for my jury trial tomorrow. So I know it's early. It's one of the reasons I was great to do a just chatting. You guys keep going. I will see you all on the flip side, as kids say. I am
I don't
told.
think the kids say that.
I don't think they say it anymore either.
The other day I asked Sam if I had Riz, and she got so mad at me.
Yeah.
So I guess I used it wrong. So I'm just
Just-
gonna leave you with that.
Just ask
whatever
her
that
if you've
means.
got gat and see
Got.
if she just rolls her eyes so hard that her head falls off.
I'm gonna go see mom and dad. I'm gonna go ask Sam if I've got.
No,
Got.
There you
Got.
go.
I'm gonna go
Got.
ask her if I got.
And tell your parents I said hi. Oh, by
I
the
will.
way, the old man said to tell you 3 dorks hi. And since the old man is highly
Oh, hello.
unsociable, that surprised me.
Hmm.
I have been told I will consider myself hide at, but now I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
No, my students will tell me, guess what? I'll be
What?
like, what? And
What?
I'll be like, chicken butt.
What?
And
That's
guess
like
who?
800 years old.
I know, but apparently it's. I would say that they did. It was a thing like 2 years ago, and I was like, okay, and everything. But this year, it has made a resurgence because there's at least three, 3 or 4 students who I did not have before who are doing it to me. And I only had 2 of them 2 years ago. And this year is like, I think it's 4. One is a student I had before, but it's for a different class.
Hmm.
But it's just like, wait a second. I thought, like, again, that's such an old thing, but apparently, it's retro.
D-
It got brought back.
The real question is, after they say chicken butt, do they fart at you?
No,
Okay,
they say,
good.
guess who?
What?
Chicken stew.
What?
And then guess why?
Is it chicken thigh?
It's chicken thigh. And guess how?
I got nothing.
Chicken pow.
That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't need to make sense.
Is that one of those ones
They're a
where you're
bunch
like
of high
supposed to
school students.
punch the person in the shoulder when you say it?
No,
I think you might need to start punching these students in the throat. Like, stop
no,
that.
I can't. Because that's the one thing is that when they do stuff like that, they're engaging with me, and I'm not the kind of person who's gonna squash their that
Skull
sort of
in your
thing.
hands? Oh.
Well, it's they're the thing that they tend to engage with me, and they know that I'm not a stickler and everything when I do things like this is this group this year has also fallen into we're going to draw stuff on your boards on my whiteboards and leave them
Mm-hmm.
around the room. And so there's a cow who's, oh, I'd have to go dig it out. Someone has it on one of their tests. But there's a cow that has a name, and she's up to the 6.0 version. And I told her that what she needs to do is kind of like Minecraft updates. There's the 1.11 update, and that it needs to be like the month that this is the 3.11 version, and next one will be the 3.12 version, and just do that. And she was like, "That's actually a great idea." I'm like, "Well, obviously, it's a great idea. I said it." So yeah, but that's the thing is that I have very few students that are aggressive and hostile, and I think it has a lot to do with I'm just the laid back teacher who jokes and does that sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
because of that they tend to be like, oh yeah, 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 what do you need me, or this assignment, absolutely. And you know, pulling kids aside that are having problems, be like, hey, what's going on, do, do you need help, do you not understand what's going on, and just being there and letting them know that I do care about them and everything. It makes a huge difference from when I first started teaching, and I was trying to be the professional, and I know what I'm doing and everything, but really have not a clue as to how to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a night and day difference. Also, I'm not at an alternative school, so that also made a big difference. Yeah, so little things like that.
Nice. Sorry.
No dying.
Did I tell you guys about my neck before? It was before the show, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah. Okay. I have a wicked bad crick in my neck. And unlike every other crick in my neck like this I've ever had, I didn't wake up with it. I got it. I was sitting on the couch playing Shinobi, and when I got up, my neck hurt real bad, and it's gotten worse. And I don't understand how I what that's the full story.
I was
Awesome.
like, care to elaborate any further?
It turns out that was the elaboration.
Hmm. If not, there's a puppy dog I have to pet right now.
I don't believe that you have to. I think you just want to.
Yeah, this is one of Tessa's puppies. So,
One of what?
one of Tessa's puppies. We ended up with one of her puppies after she passed. So, we kept one of them. And this is him, little Ranger. So, yeah.
I mean, woof, woof.
Hmm. Yeah, when she passed, our entire family was nothing but a train wreck. Because the issue for me is that then Tessa was not my dog.
Mm-hmm.
She was, Chelsea's dog. But Chelsea went and spent an hour or two with the puppy before she brought the puppy home to be like, I'm your human, this. And Tessa was like, oh yeah, 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 this is fun. And as soon as Chelsea brought that dog home, first thing she did when she came through the door is she found me and sat beside me and was like, you're my human.
Duh.
Chelsea was legit mad at me for like, not like, I'm mad at you. Kind of, no, like she was legit mad at me for 2 weeks. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, like there were times when if I did anything, she would throw stuff at me, and not like in the playful version. She was mad at me because the dog picked me over her. And so yeah, um, she ended up getting pregnant. That was planned, and she'd had the puppies and everything, and then Tessa developed an infection, and there was just nothing we could. There was just nothing we could do about it, and we ended up having to put her down.
No.
And that was a really crappy day, because that was I think a week before Christmas.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was rough. And when I came into school, even the kids that I had, they were all like, "Oh, like whatever happened, we are so sorry because you are not the person. You are not you today." Like all my classes were like, "What is going on? This is not you." So, but like I said, she'd had the puppies, and it was decided that we would take one of her puppies and everything. And so Ranger is the name of her puppy. And so he, once again, if he was allowed to just like pick a human, I would say 7 out of 10 times he comes to me. Chelsea's trying really hard to tempt him with treats, to be like, "No, I'm your person." And even though he's technically Trevor's dog, I would say Trevor is a 1 out of 10, and Chelsea's a 2 out of 10, and I'm a 7 out of 10.
The other two kids, the dog has never seen.
Oh, the dog recognizes them and is like, "Yeah, I see you." And that right there is the whole conversation. It's like, "Yeah, I see you. I'm gonna keep walking now." So they'll pick him up and play with him and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll play with you." "Okay, I'm done," and then just walks off and comes find me. So yeah,
Dirk, you're the worst.
all I do is I just play with the dog, and apparently playing with the dog is all the dog really wants. Although I also take him out most of the time and feed him, and do a lot of things with the dog and whatnot. But
The
no
worst,
biggie.
Dirk.
I know. And the one the dog sees a good chunk of the time, and then because he sees me the whole time, he's like, "Yeah, I want to hang out with you." So correlation sometimes equals causation.
Oh God, don't say that. People will misquote you. Ow.
And then there was a discussion about movies. So today, I was at a AP symposium where all the people who are, or a bunch of people who are interested in like learning a little bit more about their AP programs, we all met together. There were like 200 of us that all got together and did our breakout groups and everything. And so I actually did not go to school today, nor am I going to school tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
So and it was fun. I got to see a whole bunch of people that I worked with previously, and chatted up with them and everything. And then I've got the couple people that are at my school that went to it as well. So yeah, today was a good day overall. I just got a bunch of tests I need to grade, and I just can't find the motivation to grade them. And they need to be graded because next week is the last week before spring break. It's also when grades are due. So, I might need to get on that.
Meh.
I've just got a giant pile of stuff that I need to grade, and I just don't feel motivated to do it. I mean, I'm gonna do it. I just don't feel motivated to do it. So I'm like cleaning the house, playing with the dog. Dog's got to get played with.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Because that makes him a good puppy dog. So yeah, kind of like Strangers of Paradise. I keep looking. I'm like, I'm gonna play that game, and I keep not. Final Fantasy 16 was the same way. I had it downloaded on the computer. I'm like, I'm gonna play this game. I never did. So I mean, I still own it. It's just not downloaded on my computer anymore. I need
Wait,
more.
which one?
I need more RAM, or not RAM. I need more hard drive.
Oh, that's the
So I
easy one.
need to. I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive right now, and it's killing me.
Yeah, when freaking Rebirth is what?
Rebirth is a hundred and teen gigs,
100
so
what?
it takes up an entire tenth of my hard drive.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. All the and I think Boulder's Gate takes up a chunk.
Yeah, Baldur's
Pretty
Gate's
all the other
150.
games I have on my hard drive are between like Fable Anniversary is like less than one. But then there's like Baldur's Gate 3 takes up however much it does. Uh, Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls take like 20 and 30 maybe. So it's like I'm being nickeled and dimed, and all the ones that I'm like this is the high end, like I want to play this um, games take up over 100 gigs, like the Mass Effect trilogy. That one takes over 100.
Good lord.
I had World of Warcraft downloaded at one point because I was playing it during Legion Remix, and that's over 100.
You
So
know
I can
what you
only
need?
have like two 100 gig games on at a time, because if I have any more, then I can only have like 3 games on my computer before I'm like I'm hitting the max of what I can have downloaded.
You know what you need, Dirk?
What?
Balatro takes up less than 64 megs. Megs.
I'm aware. One of the things I had the whole Lucas game Lucas, it's not Lucas Arts. What was
Is it not LucasArts?
What?
No, hold on. Yeah, it
I'm
is Lucas
confused.
Arts. So
Yeah.
Lucas Arts games, I got the whole thing of Star Wars. All of them collectively probably add up to, if you count the old ones and not like Fallen Order and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they may, like 20 games, come up to like 50 50 gigs maybe.
I don't even think it's that much.
Let's see. Knights 2 is 4. Knights 1, or KOTOR is 3. Jedi Academy is 1. Outcast is 0.6. Mysteries of the Sith is 0.4. Dark Forces 2 is 0.7. Dark Forces 1 is 0.07.
Which game was that?
Dark Forces, the OG Dark Forces,
Oh, yeah. Dark
not
Forces
the
1 came
remaster.
on floppy disks, so it can't be that big.
Yeah. Uh, Empires at War Gold Pack is 3. Battlefront. Okay, that one's too recent because Battlefront 2, like the 2000 whatever, that's 90. Battlefront 2, the classic, is 10.
I was gonna say that's gonna be in the. I was gonna say single digits, but all right.
Rebellion is 0.5. Commandos is 2. Starfighter is 0.6. Okay, here we go. We get some high rollers right now. The Force Unleashed is 29. Force Unleashed 2 is 10.
But they learned to optimize.
It's because I have the Ultimate Sith Edition, which had all the DLC stuff, and Unleashed 2 did not get any DLC stuff.
Yeah, that's
And then the TIE Fighter and X-Wing and all them, yeah, it's like 0.4. So collectively, the old ones are what, like 50 gigs? Between 50 and 60 gigs.
Wow.
And right there
Kind of
is
impressive.
Yeah, like I said, right there is like 15, 20, between 15 and 20 games. We just have to deal with like ancient graphics. But I played, like, looking at this, like X-Wing Special Edition. Um, that before the age of Steam, if those were available, Rebellion, that would easily be probably at least 800 hours. It says here that when I downloaded, I have 30 hours on it, but back in the day, it easily would have been 800 hours. I play that one a lot.
Dirk, would you say that you tend to lock into a game and get real hard into it?
It depends on the game. There are some games that if you look at my library, there are some games I'm like, I played it for the span of a couple minutes and was like, yeah, I'm not feeling this one. So like Fallout 1.
Like looking at my Steam library, not counting Cookie Clicker because that doesn't count. But like I've got over 300 in Baldur's Gate 3 and Hitman 3 or Hitman World of Assassination. And almost 300 in Dota Underlords, almost 200 in Yakuza 0, almost 200 in Balatro. And like that's my most is those. Ooh, did Hades 2 pass Hades 1 yet? It did not. Damn. Are you the type of person to like get up and walk away from a game for like 3 hours while it's still open?
I cannot confirm nor deny that. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
Like,
because then the answer to that is yes, it does happen. Because unfortunately, Steam became a thing right around the time that I got married, and so um, I have on numerous occasions been called away of, hey, can you go do this real quick, or can you go do this real quick? And real quick means like 30 minutes, and that happened a lot. So like Civ 6, that my 966 hour game, I'm gonna say conservatively at least 30 to 60 hours is non-game time.
I was gonna guess 30, and then I was like, nah, surely it wouldn't be. Yep.
Conservatively, I'd say 30 to 60 hours. Because I mean, it would be on, and it'd be like, okay, well, I'll go do this thing, and it'd be like 30 minutes, and it has happened numerous times. So that's why I'm like, I would conservatively say that.
What is?
Um, I will say there have been times where it was, hey, can you go and take somebody to this place? And the to there and back is probably an hour. So I say conservatively, if we're going like, how much of it could it potentially be on the outside? Maybe between maybe up to over 100 hours of it. So maybe like 10% of that is time where I had to step away for this or that. And yeah, and that's for all of them. So like if you look at my games, everything, all the games are ones where they can be paused, or they're games where I can just leave it on a screen and walk away from it for a while. So yeah, like in my top 12 games, I'm like, yep, all of them can be paused, or they're games where
Yeah.
it's like we're waiting for you to do something, your turn, and I'm like, I'll be back, and it'll just be like, well, we'll be here waiting
It's not like Dirk gets up and walks
anytime
away in the
now.
middle of an Overwatch match.
No, that's a, that's the same thing with WoW. WoW, I'd be curious to see how much time I suck into that one. I'm sure that I can look at my stats and see for my account because that one's probably well over
Oh, I'm sure.
hours, and that's because again, it wasn't one game. It's that game, and then with expansions add-ons, so it's not. So yeah, it's being a living game. It's gonna have a stupid amount of hours attached to it. But I don't feel like downloading at this point because I don't have the space on my hard drive for it because I only have 1 terabyte.
Dirk, if I could
So,
afford it, I'd just buy you a 4 terabyte drive and be like, here you go, buddy.
well, that has crossed my mind that I'm like, well, I could just buy a 4 and then never have that problem again for, like 5 years.
I was gonna say you'd have that problem again.
Yeah, and like we're gonna say 5 years. Uh,
Sure,
again, you know,
we'll go
I'd
with
say
that.
even conservatively, I'd be like 3 years, maybe. But we're gonna say 5 just to be safe, uh,
45
and
minutes.
everything. But I told the kids that I was gonna try and see if I can update their computer. Their computer has this issue where they'll be playing something and it'll just shut off, which tells to me means that the power supply is not powerful enough for whatever they're playing, and so it's just not getting enough electricity for the um, processor for the graphics card, and so it's just shutting off.
Could be
Um,
overheating too.
mm, no, I think it's got more fans than mine does, but there is the place I took to get mine updated and everything. I mean, my computer runs beautifully. I put about $600 into it about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, and
I remember that.
I've been contemplating taking the kids' computer to them and saying, okay, $700 to get a new graphics card, processor, power supply, and all of that. Um, I think the motherboard should be fine because it's somewhat recent. But again, I'll take it to them and they'll give me a quote and then I'll go from there. So we'll just see. My budget is $700 to get them something that is somewhat on par with mine.
Nice.
Because they always keep wanting to play on my computer. I'm like, no. I use my computer has like sensitive information, like work stuff, save stuff, and I really don't want you guys going to some stupid website to play Roblox or something and download a virus that will just like make my computer unusable and then give all my passwords and all my stuff. I'm like, no, you guys do not get to play on mine. If you guys are going to screw everything up, you're going to screw up that computer. Give your Roblox code passwords to a hacker.
Mm,
And
Not
now,
my
so yeah,
Roblox.
or like cookie clicker. You can give all your cookie clicker clicks to the hacker and everything, but you're definitely not getting all my stuff. So I found Penny on my computer a couple times, been like off now. It's like, oh, but I'm just watching video. No, off now.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, that's the life of Dirk. Of course, we'll have
See,
to see what happens with the price of everything.
ugh. I told you guys that I got new RAM, right?
Oh no, I didn't realize it.
yes.
Yeah, I got exactly the same RAM that I had before. $250. Yeah, $235 or something like that. Like, it's insane how much RAM has jumped.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even upgrade. I just got more of the same. Like that was
Yeah.
I think it was like $80 maybe when I first put this computer together, and they're still selling it. So it's not like, cuz RAM, it's not like it's gone. There's not like a new generation of RAM every 2 years or anything. It's just RAM. Like,
Mhm.
but because of data centers and AI crap and idiots and morons and jackasses and whatnot, yeah, RAM has like quadrupled in price. It's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, at a time when consoles are doing dumb stuff that has been driving people away from them, like PCs are like kind of the place where if you are just wanting to play games that are not like 70 and $80 and where you have to have you're worried about them, bricking your device and
Leaking all of your financial information,
right, you know,
which has happened to Sony how many times now? At least two?
yeah. And then just constantly just yeah, putting out garbage and just driving people away from them. And then Nintendo, I think what keeps them afloat is that they are not allowing any of their IPs to be put on PC, because if they did, outside of like emulators and stuff like that, I think Nintendo would be gone, because it's just that you have, it's kind of like Apple devices. You have to buy their stuff to do their things.
Oh, yeah.
And like Sony, some of their stuff has been moved over to PC, and Xbox stuff, because it's Microsoft, it can play on PCs because they can sell it through their PC marketplace. So like I said, I think Nintendo only is being kept afloat because of their exclusivity to their devices, just like Apple is.
I mean, I don't know if that's the only thing, but because like Sony has been dropping, well, up until recently when they decided to not do it anymore, Sony's been dropping a lot of their first party stuff on Steam.
Hmm. Well, and that's the thing is they've been doing that, and everyone's been like, "Oh, this is great. It helps them make money," and and the developers are happy because they get cross-platform abilities and everything. But I think Sony's gone back up to or with some of the new games, they're like, you're going to have to do this, and everyone's just going, why do we want to spend 600, $500-$600 for a console for, something that I can just play a version of that on Steam, and I can get a discounted deal on it. Like
Yeah.
if I want to
I
play
mean,
God of War, I'll just do that. But
not being in, I don't have all the numbers and whatnot, but Sony, for the longest time, seemed to think that if they had their exclusives, then people would absolutely have to buy their console. And and if we put, God of War on PC, then nobody will ever buy a PS4 again or 5 or whatever. And no, because there's a lot of people who just weren't going to buy one at all. So like when you put God of War on PC, you're not losing console sales, you're gaining sales from people who are never going to I'm never going to buy a PS5. Only reason there's one in the house is cuz Renee had it. So like
well, and the thing is too is the what helps drive that is having you either have to have a really really strong first party game system. Like again, Nintendo has just been able to continue to milk their first party system, but it's the third party ones that are we're gonna take this and with publishers like Squaresoft and all of them who are making games for that console. Sony, from my understanding, has sort of been driving people out.
oh.
And so because of that, they're having to make more games that are in um, like company made games, just because like SquareSoft, the whole or Square Enix, the whole thing about them, um, the next the third part of the Final Fantasy VII remake trilogy is not going to be PlayStation exclusive. And it's because when they did that, they lost tons of money over it. They didn't start recouping money until it went on to the PC, because not everyone bought a PlayStation 5. So they were losing money because of that.
Hmm.
Which is again why they're like, no, next one it will be released across platforms all at once, because they're losing money out of that deal.
Yeah,
And I
true.
assume that there's probably other third party publishers that are having the same problem.
Yeah. Exclusivity for stuff that isn't first party just pisses me off. Did you know I still can't play Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Rondo? What's the Rondo of Blood on Steam?
Mhm.
Because for some reason the 2-pack of those two games, that this is a thing that exists. It's only on like PS4. This whole time that not Sony, that damn it, who makes Castlevania? Konami has been churning
Yeah.
out these like brilliant collections of their old Castlevania games. Those two have been missed because they're stuck for some reason in PlayStation exclusivity. Apparently forever. Apparently because Sony was financed the development of those games, and so it's just for them. I'm like, but those games they're not Sony games.
Oh, well, that's
gimme.
like um, it's a Legend of Dragoon. That was one of the games that I really liked. That will be a very cold day before that ever makes it outside of Sony. And I think even PlayStation 3, I think was the last time it ever got released onto another console, because it was this. It was a. I don't remember if it was a one or if it was a two. I think it was a PlayStation One game.
It was, yeah, and yeah, but that one's a first party game. That's by Sony.
Yeah, I know.
So like, I can, as much as it annoys me, I can understand the first party stuff.
Hmm. But the thing is, they haven't even been like, well, we'll move it up so you can play it on the PlayStation 5 and everything. No, you can only play it, I think, on the PlayStation 3. If you want to play it on any of the other consoles, you can't.
Are you talking about the physical disc?
No, like
Because
the
Renee's
in
got
the
Legend of Dragoon that she was playing on PS5. At least I think it was Legend of Dragoon that she was playing on PS5. So you can get it in the shop for the PS5. It might be in
I
like
thought
the
it was
PS4
one that
shop or something. I don't know how the shop works.
if you like the shop is like the shop had different versions depending on the console, and that if you bought it on one console, it does not upgrade to the next one.
Oh.
I
Well,
might
that
be
game
wrong.
does because, like I said, Renee was playing it uh, several months ago on the her PS5.
Okay.
So hey, good news, Dirk.
I'll just have to buy a PlayStation. Well, I have a 4, but I haven't like that one. The kids play on it. They play Kingdom Hearts on it.
Man, I gotta go back to Kingdom Hearts. I played the first one and was like, sweet, I'll get to Chain of Memories at some point, and then I just haven't yet.
Chain of Memories. You have to be wanting to play that one because it's so dynamically different
Oh yeah, I know.
from the other Kingdom Hearts games.
The other thing is, apparently, to unlock all the stuff in Chain of Memories, you have to watch the movies in the pack for the later games. And if you watch those in the what is this collection, it'll unlock extra cards in Chain of Memories. And I just haven't taken the time to install it and sit down and I don't even have to watch it. I can just hit play and walk away.
Yes,
But,
just do that.
But I haven't taken the time to do that either.
I have been one of like I'm interested enough in Kingdom Hearts and its convoluted story that I've sat through the movies and everything, and yeah, there's stuff that's like, oh well, that's interesting, but it's for every 10 minutes of movie, there's maybe 1 or 2 minutes of, oh, that's interesting. A lot of it is just them talking at each other.
Well, yeah.
Not talking to the other person, just talking at them. And that's kind of was like, oh, just do, just go, just do, and yeah. So I have unfortunately sat through the movies, and some of them are just, yeah, like Recoded. Oh my gosh. Just if you're going to do that one, just hit play and go do something for about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, Jesus God, are they that long?
Yes.
Oh.
You essentially are watching a movie. Yes. Recoded is dire. Yes, it is. That is 100% true. The only interesting part about it is at the end of, I'm going to spoil this because it is that bad. It essentially is like, we're going to go back through Kingdom Hearts 1 and revisit all these people. Oh, we don't have the rights to their voices or anything, so it's just going to be Sora in the background talking to these people, and their mouths are moving, but no noise is coming out of their mouths. And so at the very end of it, there's a, hey, there's a someone else that's in your memory, and the individual they're alluding to is a character from Kingdom Hearts 3 something over 12 days, or and it's Xeon is the person they're alluding to.
If you say so, man.
But it's you spent 2 hours to get to this 30 seconds. 365 over 7 days. It's you get it's just, there's just this one like 30-second little blurb about, hey, there's somebody else in there too, and alluding to her. And yeah, that's the only new thing that comes out of that whole game. It is just, yeah. Like we're all like, the chat is telling you, just don't do it. If you are so desperate, you're like, I want to get the achievement that says I did this thing. Turn it on and go do something for 2 hours. That does not involve watching the game.
Duly noted.
Because there was a game to it, but it has since been lost to time because I guess they just didn't. There was just so much Kingdom Hearts stuff out there. They're like, we don't want them to be burned out on it, so we're just going to put the videos because they're interesting. So yeah.
Fair enough.
Bellatro on your phone for 2 hours.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Why don't you shut the hell up?
All right. Sorry.
Yeah. You remember earlier when Mike said that we could all play each other? Mike has been playing Dirk for the last little while.
Yep.
And Dirk has been playing Brian. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, as with everything, there are some topics that I can add more to, and then there's some topics where I'm like,
Don't you
like
talk
if we're gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna be Mike. I'll play Mike. Just sit here in my corner.
I'll be there with you because all I know about Yu-Gi-Oh is it's time to. That's all I got. Oh, and the heart of the card.
That's 100% more than what I got.
Don't forget the heart of the cards. Because anytime that I
All I know
heart
is
of the
that
cards,
there's like a thing that goes on their arm, and they can pull cards out of it.
yeah,
I only know that because I was doom scrolling, and someone's like, I 3D printed things that actually make their one that they had, that they actually play. They made 3D printed stuff to actually make their physical card deck storage thing on their arm actually useful, like usable.
Yeah, I don't even know what the thing is. I just have seen it.
I don't know either.
In the anime, that
I only know it's from
occasionally
Yu-Gi-Oh.
have seen clips of here and there somewhere. So, going back full circle again, I just saw on. I forgot. I'd seen a video about this a few days ago, or yesterday, or a month ago, whenever it is. There's a DLC coming for Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It's called the Villains DLC. And it's adding in, I assume, levels, but all I saw in the video was boss fights against Goro Majima from the Yakuza series, Dr. Eggman from Sonic, and Death Adder from Golden Axe.
Wow.
And I noticed while I was playing last night, I was in a level called the Docks. And in the background, I saw Ryo from oh god, what is that freaking game? The one, oh no. The old 3D Dreamcast like slice of life game where you're the guy whose father died and you're like, oh, I'll go avenge my father, but first I'm gonna do my job driving a forklift. And
I was thinking Shinobi, but that's not it, is it?
no, Shinobi's the game we're talking. What is that? Freaking Shenmue. There we go.
Shenmue.
Do you know what I typed into the search engine to get Shenmue? Game where you can drive a forklift Sega. And it was like, you mean Shenmue? I'm like, I did mean Shenmue. But yeah, the Ryo, the main character from Shenmue, was in the background driving his forklift. And I was like, hey, that's the guy from... Oh, he's gone. And then a second later, he went by again. I'm like, hey, there he is again. And it made me happy to see the random, background Easter egg callback to another Sega property.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when does that DLC drop? April 3rd. I wonder if it's just the boss fights? It doesn't say. And the animated trailer was just whoa, and with a few little snippets of each boss fight. But it was much more of a, like, check out this cool animation we did. Yeah, when I saw Majima from Yakuza, I was like, because, if you've played Yakuza and you hear Majima, you go, yes! Because he's awesome. He's crazy. Clearly nobody else here has played Yakuza, so I'll just be quiet. Oh well. Should we stop? It's like 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
Ow. I really wish I could understand what caused this thing to happen in my neck while I was just sitting on the couch playing a video game.
Do you stretch your neck or anything, like the muscles?
Not while I was...
Aside from, like you just casually turn your head every now and then.
Well, yeah, Renee was also on the couch, so I would either pause sometimes, or when I died, I would turn and bother her. But again, there was no like hurt moment.
You pulled a muscle.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't get that like oh god moment. It just when I went to sit up, I was like, man, my neck hurts. And then as I started turning my head around to try to figure out something, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I was like, oh.
I'm thinking like tweaked or pulled or inflamed muscle.
Something.
Because I highly doubt you broke it.
Well, no, I don't think I broke it. I don't think I have turned into the bent neck lady. Shout out to The Haunting of Hill House. Highly recommend you watch it. If you like scary. So Mike, you don't watch it, but everybody else should watch it. You can watch it if you want, Mike.
Okay.
I'm not your dad.
Yeah. Which Haunting of Hill House are you talking about?
Oh, the Netflix series.
Okay.
By Mike Flanagan. And again, that's a name that if you're into horror, you're like, yes! And if you're not, you're like, Mike what?
Basically.
Mike Flanagan has been doing horror stuff for years, but he really like hit it big with Haunting of Hill House, and then he's just sort of continued on from there. He's done like 4 or 5 other Netflix horror series, and movies and stuff. I watched something of his not super long ago. What was it? Hush, which I think he did right before Haunting of Hill House, which I had some serious problem. It's a deaf woman in a cabin or a house in the middle of the woods is getting tormented by some, crazy dude.
Oh,
and their idea of death is apparently having absolutely no ability to be aware of your surroundings at all. Because at one point, like, he drops down from the ceiling right behind her. And I'm like, she felt that. Like,
Yeah.
it's like she felt that. She totally felt that. She did not feel that in the movie. At all. And I was like, no, really. Like, she... That's how you get the attention of someone that is deaf, is you stomp on the floor. And then they look up. I had deaf relatives back in the day. I know how this works. They didn't get their hearing back. They passed on. But that's why it was past tense. Had deaf relatives. Not because they're not deaf anymore. It's because they're not relatives anymore. Anyway, right, we should stop. So I would like to thank our Mythic Lifeguards over on Patreon, which is where you could go read my write-up on the Next Fest games. Anyway, let me thank Al, Kim Ho, Scuzzo, Jake Jansons, Michael, Team Hellas Haru, Violet in the Lilies. Just all up in them lilies. Jason Kaus, Jason Doan, Casey, ALK Alters, and Andrew Odie. Yay. And thank everybody else. We will get to the... Oh, I promoted the content like hell at the very beginning. That's why. Anybody who's still listening is like, we know, Chewy. Look, now you threw me off. What was I just saying? What was I just saying? Look, you guys weren't even listening.
Going through all the Patreon people.
The Patreon people. Did I not go to start something after that? Because I was gonna. Now I don't remember what it was. Oh, well. Oh, yeah. We'll get to the... we did the Ascent of Blizzard. We'll get to the Descent of Blizzard. Hopefully next week. Hopefully. And if not, we'll get to it at some point. I've got a special guest. Like an actual like person from outside of our usual group of friends who is going to come on the show. Also at some point in the future, once we get our schedules and his schedule all worked out. So that's going to be fun. I'm hoping we can do that for episode 750, because otherwise we're just not going to do anything special for 750, which seems like, you know, it's a quarter of the way to 1,000, 3/4 of the way to 1,000. So it seems like something we should do at least sort of something for.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll have him on for like 751 or 2, you know, whatever. So, yay! Look at me doing stuff. But yeah, you guys have anything else, or are we good?
I think we're good.
No. Yeah, I'm done.
Well, Mike, you've been done for an hour.
I just wanted to make that clear.
All right, so this has been another Dorks Just Chatting episode. Thank you all so very much for joining us, and I don't know, go play video games, or maybe touch grass.